as we welcome you in here to yet another front yard trampoline production from, of course, the historic All-Star Arena. I, of course, will be your companion for tonight, the official voice of the Narwhals, James Ward. As we look into center ice on game 2, just moments away from puck drop here against a new team. I believe that is Twitter over there, the rebranded Twitter. We're going to call them Twitter, as they are X. They want me to call them Slime. Here is X. We've got some Killer Bees jerseys mixed in there too. And the white BBC, that's the WBC with the puck. We'll throw it back around. The White Ranger here. We've got a White Ranger this week. And he will find the Purple Ranger with the Blue Ranger across back to the White Ranger. And throwing it on net, missing high. The Blue Ranger to collect. He's got the BBC up top. Purple Ranger now throwing it right in front of the net and deflected wide. Purple Ranger once more, looking for the Blue Ranger. Up along the boards, he's got it. To the White Ranger. Chipping over to the Purple Ranger. Good continuity between them thus far. And a scrum on the boards. And the Blue Ranger to chase and collect, chipping it up to the BBC. Good passing thus far and puck possession from these Narwhals. But a takeaway here for Twitter. Twitter behind the net now. And the BBC to the White Ranger. And right in front is Twitter and in. And the lack of movement that was showing last week from this goaltender does not seem to be remedied. This goaltender was a crutch for these Narwhals last week. However, the Rangers, our 3 Power Rangers, were able to overcome it. This power line with Mark behind them. And the BBC chipping over to the Purple Ranger with plenty of space, looking to set up. He will go to the Blue Ranger, right on his stick, and then right in the gut of the goaltender. And so a quick start for Twitter here. Although they have been dominated in terms of time of possession. And an offensive zone chance for the Narwhals. A scrum for it. And here's the White Ranger. Behind the Twitter net. Chipping it around to the Blue Ranger. Up to the BBC now. Right at the red line. They'll throw that shot on. Loose in front of the net. And eventually covered. Couple good chances here for these Narwhals. As, of course, we are missing Coach Gary tonight. And your team owner, John Taramina, will call for the change. And in comes Bill. The Fishers, emerging from the locker room now, are late tonight. And the White Ranger will stay on defense. Marone to take the face-off. Some miscommunication at first as Vane is up on the line. And a loss. And a man from Twitter goes down. Twitter now chipping around. Here is Bill. As Eric Fisher arrives on the boards, and up comes Marone. Here's Vane, trying to get it to Marone, cannot corral it. A bouncing puck, and here's the scrum for it. Vane taking it away right in front. What can he do? Backhanding it on, and a good save, and then in for the Narwhals as they knotted up at 1 with 19 minutes on the clock. Here we go, Ben. As Eric Fisher has arrived. Don't see his brother. Huh? No, that's fine. I had my experience with that already.
All right, so later rivals.
And Marone with it now. And ill-advised pass. Yeah, we just scored. And Bain chipping over to Marone. Not nearly the continuity that we saw with the Power Ranger line, but Marone with a nice move. Right in front now. Not able to get the shot off. Here is the White Ranger. And looking for a man, will chip to Marone. Not able to corral it at first. And then throwing it across to Vane. What can Vane do here? A shot on. And the rebound collected by Twitter. And here is Bill with pressure. Just throwing it behind to Marone. Nice pass to him. Marone, another nice move. He's got Vane in front. Across now. And a whiff on the shot from Vane. And up comes Twitter now. Twitter with some speed. They only have 1 shot on net. That one is a goal. And here's the White Ranger now. Up he comes with speed and tempo. Right in front and right through the defense. Oh, not able to capitalize there. And a penalty is going to be called on Twitter, it appears. And that's right. And a Narwhals power play upcoming. Of course, brought to you by Snickers. You're not a Narwhal when you're hungry. And we're going to be splitting up the Power Ranger line as the White Ranger will come out, leaving the purple and the Blue Ranger on the ice with Taramina trying to get in front of the net. And a win for the Narwhals. And John to create traffic in front. Here is the BBC to the Blue Ranger. Right in. And making quick work of that power play are these Narwhals from the Blue Ranger. As these Power Rangers have both the Narwhals goals. Again, just one shot on net for Twitter, resulting in a goal. Time of possession is crucial for these Narwhals as they look to get their goaltender back on track. Here's the Purple Ranger right in front of Ward to the BBC. And the BBC throwing it down finds Taramina. Nope, Taramina not quick enough to collect. And here's Twitter now. Just past the BBC. And here's a killer B for some reason. And up comes the Purple Ranger. Throwing it across to the Blue Ranger. Taking a shot. Missing wide left. And here's the Purple Ranger now. Right in front. Looking for a man. Oh, and trying to find the BBC. Perhaps just trying to do too much there. Oh, and yet another one in. As it is 2 shots, 2 goals for Twitter here. And issues between the pipes continue for the Narwhals. All knotted up at 2 with 15 and a half to go. Here's the Purple Ranger now after exchanging words with the bench and the BBC. Going into the Purple Ranger with pressure from Twitter. Oh, and some nifty moves from the Purple Ranger. Throwing it all the way back around. Blue Ranger to collect. Chipping it up. A weak looking shot from the BBC who's got men around him. Oh, and kicked away by the Purple Ranger. That puck kicks. And calls for Taramina to do something. As he, like the marshmallow who he is, sends the leg behind. And Twitter right in front now, missing the net wide. Twitter with possession behind the net. They're trying to stuff it in there. And I think that'll go down as a save.
Los D-Rock, the score is 2-2. First period, 14:30 remaining.
And we will see the Fishers for the first time with just under 14:30 to go here in the first half. And the first defensive zone faceoff here for the Narwhals. And won by Twitter. Twitter will collect. Oh, and deflected there by Marone. And then kicked in. Here is Vane with it. Getting it to Marone, who is contested and then loses it. As Twitter circles around trying to settle that puck. Pressure from Marone now. Twitter taking their time. Oh, and an ill-advised pass. Collected, though. And a shot right on and over the shoulder. That's 4 shots for Twitter. And 3 goals. As over the shoulder is a weak point for the Narwhals goaltender. Twitter now, coming up, beating a couple men, a 2-on-2, and right through the 5-hole. Shots and goals coming for Twitter, as they now have a 2-goal advantage over these Narwhals with under 13 to play.
Oh, so you do see these messages when I type it.
Well, I'm looking here. I'm not reading.
You can look down and read it.
No, I can't. Here is Fisher now. And Twitter getting by Marone right in front of the net. And a save made by this Narwhal goaltender. 5th save of the game. Huh? I can do 2 things at once, all right? I can commentate, be the cameraman, and I can read. You can only pick 2 of those.
You need all 3.
Second defensive zone faceoff here for the Narwhals. Twitter with 6 shots and 4 goals on this Narwhal goaltender. As here is the Purple Ranger finding the Blue Ranger, shooting and through the 5-hole. A 5-hole goal returned from the Narwhals as they cut the deficit to 1. And all 3 Narwhal goals coming from the Power Ranger line. Yeah, it'd be nice. We need like a legit camera. Face off won by the Narwhals. Here is the Purple Ranger. Throwing it to the White Ranger, but a wide pass, not able to be collected, and then he picks it up. Oh, and off the mask of the goaltender. Chipped back by the Purple Ranger to Bill. That's Little Bill. And finding the Purple Ranger and circling back. Up comes the Purple Ranger. Throwing it on and slapped away by the glove. Still loose is that puck. Here is the Blue Ranger. From the corner, intercepted by the White Ranger. Getting it to the Purple Ranger. And finding the open man. Good continuity here with this line for these Narwhals. Oh, and a glorious little setup there from Bill to the Blue Ranger, trying to find the White Ranger, not able to convert. And here comes Twitter. Oh, deflected and then off the dome of a man from Twitter. And here's the White Ranger, one-on-one. Oh, and using his physicality. And then getting away is the White Ranger. Dancing on the boards with it. And getting it to the Purple Ranger. And circling back is the Purple Ranger. And stopping, creating time and space. Up he comes now. So the White Ranger with a shot. Missed wide left. Around the boards it comes. The Narwhals will set up for yet another push as we approach 10 minutes to go here. Here's the Purple Ranger. Finding the White Ranger in front, and a good job by Twitter deflecting away. And Bill now to collect this puck at the red line. Throwing it on. Deflected away. Oh, and another shot. A good performance thus far from this Twitter goaltender. As here is... Oh, and a goal from the White Ranger. And knotted up now with just under 10 minutes to go in the half. Won by the Blue Ranger there on the faceoff. Blue Ranger dancing and finding his way in front of the net with a ton of traffic. And shooting wide is Bill. And up comes Twitter now. And up comes, the White Ranger to the Blue Ranger. White Ranger now to collect in the corner. Finding the Purple Ranger along the boards. In the corner, facing a ton of physicality from that Killer Bee. Oh, and getting around and getting it to the White Ranger at the point is the Purple Ranger, the leader of this Power Ranger line. Here's the White Ranger. Trying to get it to the Blue Ranger. He can't do it.
There you go.
And here is Bill. Coming up and losing the puck.
Mark. Good communication, Jen. Good communication. I'll get that
And saved and frozen. And we are knotted up here as we approach 8 minutes to go in this, the first half. Score is tied at 4. And an offensive zone chance. The Narwhals have not had much activity outside this Power Ranger line, which has carried them thus far with all 4 goals. And Twitter now behind their own net, looking to set something up. Their time of possession has been lacking. Their goals have not. And here is the BBC. An ill-advised pass, trying to get it through too much traffic there. As Twitter looks to set up. Finding their way into the zone. And chipped away by Vane. Too much traffic in front to get through. And the BBC showing that physicality and that thickness. Thickness and length being used. And Marone giving pressure behind. Deflected away by Vane. In the corner now. And throwing it up the boards. Marone is there, but Twitter will chip back in. And using the body well is 2-3. Just an imperative throw ball. Bowling ball is 2-3. Driving this offense. Oh, and looking good is Twitter. Creating a few chances there. And up comes Eric now with his first good chance of the game. Just with too much speed and loses it. Takes it back though. And throwing it on his Vane and bouncing into the goaltender. Scrum forward in the corner with Eric. Some blockage from the ref. Twitter will come away with it. And not looking for the pass, as Vane will chip it back into Eric. Eric comes away with it somehow. We can't tell you how. And chipped away again by Twitter. And up they come. A one-on-one. Shot and deflected away. As the Narwhal goaltender looks to have gotten his skates under him. As up comes the BBC with speed. Not much stopping him when he gets ahead of steam. Oh, and he whiffs on the puck and then just gives up on it. Not very indicative of what you'd usually see from this BBC as he comes in with a head of steam. And the BBC fights for it on the boards. Not getting much help from his Narwhals. Twitter eventually comes away with it, and a one-on-one with Vane. He'll beat him there. Oh, and just whiffs on the last move. Off the stick of Marone to the defenseman from Twitter. And Marone with pressure in the corner. And up comes Twitter now, finding their man. And whipping on that shot, and the cover made. And we will get the Power Ranger line back out there as we are still knotted at 4. A defensive zone faceoff here for the Narwhals. As they will leave Eddie in on defense. He has not had much time with these Power Rangers. And won by the Blue Ranger. Up to the White Ranger now, just wide of him. But he will collect in the corner. Circling behind the net. And then in front. A shot. Dribbling in front. Still loose. Behind the net now. The White Ranger fighting for it. Twitter will come away. Eddie not able to get it away. And the Purple Ranger will circle back for a 2-on-2 for Twitter. Shooting and missing the net wide right. And here is the Blue Ranger. Up he comes, chipping to the White Ranger. Oh, and whiffing on that shot. And finding the Purple Ranger at the point. To Eddie across. Chipping down to the Blue Ranger. Good passing here from these Narwhals. And the Blue Ranger perhaps trying to do too much, but collects once more in the corner. And behind the net and then chipping in front, but nobody there to collect. Throws it back in, does Eddie. The White Ranger giving pressure. And good action here for the viewers. Tons of back and forth in this tie game. And we've got, almost. Oh, and not able to convert on that fast break opportunity. As a man from Twitter goes down. And some words exchanged with their bench. As the Narwhals will have an offensive zone opportunity. As we are under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Again, the Narwhals, not much opportunity outside of this Power Ranger line. They have driven the action for these Narwhals. And Twitter will collect and then go down. And here's the White Ranger with it. A 3-on-2 in the zone. What can the Rangers do? Shooting and deflected. Wow, high and wide. Off the stick of a man from Twitter. And yet another offensive zone chance as we tick towards 3 minutes. Again, much like the last game, feels like the Narwhals are dominating on the backs of these Power Rangers on the ice, but not quite on the scoreboard. Blue Ranger losing that faceoff. Here is Twitter now.
How do we feel about our coach being outside?
Again, as you hear from Marone there, Coach Gary out tonight. Perhaps some of the reason for the lack of continuity outside these Power Rangers. Blue Ranger losing it behind the net. Trying to get too fancy, but taken away by the Blue Ranger. Oh, and jumping over the stick of the White Ranger as he takes that shot. And the Purple Ranger will find the Blue Ranger right in front of the net. And where is it? Looks to be caught in the pad of the goaltender. And calling for a change, perhaps prematurely, as the Narwhals have only gotten action from these Power Rangers. And the Narwhals will get the big boys out there with Taramina and Bill on offense and defense. Taramina always seemed to be lagging behind. As here is Twitter getting a shot on. And an offensive zone chance here for Twitter with under 2 minutes to go. One by Twitter. A shot on. Pad save. And here is Marone with a one-on-one opportunity. Help coming from the Narwhals. What can he do with it? Carrying that puck a little loosely. Here's Vane. It'll go over the stick. And here is 2-3, who has driven a lot of offense for Twitter. Oh, and just whiffing on that pass there. And again, just dysfunctional are these Narwhals looking without the Power Rangers. As up comes 2-3. Leaves a pass there for 2. And here's Taramina. No, Bill. And up he comes, trying to find Marone. Pass a little wide. Marone to collect behind the net. And circling back. Losing it to Twitter. A 2-on-2 for Twitter now. Puck still loose. Here's 9 now for Twitter. And man from Twitter circling around, taking a shove from Taramina. Oh, and slapping it wide of the net. Bill to collect with under 30 to go here in the first half. Knotted up at 4. See who can get the last rush here. It looks to be Twitter. Oh, and taking a shot in the tip is Bill. But up comes Vane with Marone in front. Oh, that puck dribbling just over the net as we are under 10 seconds here. And just clearing it down is the Bumblebee. 2 and 1 second. And we will enter halftime knotted up at 4. Again, it feels like the Narwhals winning that half on the ice, not quite showing up on the scoreboard. And it can't help but feel like they're being dragged upwards by this Power Ranger line.
Marking the game.
Let's see how the old equipment manager Meaty steps up as being the head coach tonight. Let's see what kind of changes he can make. Try to get these guys right.
From equipment manager to head coach, goes Meaty. And we'll see what kind of message he has for the men here at halftime.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Let's go, step it up.
Perhaps the Narwhals searching for a leading voice here with the absence of Coach Gary.
Yo, John.
Word.
Come here. Come here.
Here comes Taramina for a halftime interview.
Just want you to know, you apparently promised Coach Gary a W. A W. And how are you gonna try to adjust for the second half?
I would say, almost fell. See, I'm so tired. I think we need to help our goalie out. He's struggling a little. We got to step up to the puck. Don't let him get passes. When they get passes, bad things have been happening. They've been dangling a little. Forecheck's been great. Their goalie's come up with some big saves, but I think we're giving them a little credit. We got to come in, keep the pucks firing, and good things will happen.
How are you feeling about the Power Rangers out there? You think they need to play a little bit more, or?
Yeah, we've been trying to get them out there early and often. Grind those shifts, and we're going to lean on them hard this second half. So.
Sounds good. Thank you very
See you
much.
there.
And
You
just
heard it
moments
here,
away
folks.
from puck drop here. And this the second half.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Look at the Power Rangers. Figuring out how to.
The heart and soul of the Narwhals. Again, all 4 goals coming off the stick of these Rangers, these Power Rangers. And this second half puck drop brought to you by Verizon. Cell service
We're not sponsored.
from a Narwhal.
That'd be a lawsuit. They could sue us.
It's free publicity. A lot of viewers here. A whole one. And here
And it is
comes
Coach
the Purple
Gary.
Rangers.
The viewer is Coach Gary.
Disappointing viewership from Front Yard Trampoline here.
We had some viewers before. We were up to 4.
As here's the Blue Ranger and taking it from the White Ranger. Here is he right in front and into the gut of the goaltender. We can only hope that did some damage. Offensive zone chance here for the Narwhals. And here is Twitter possessing it. Getting past the BBC and off the shoulder of the goaltender. And here is the Purple Ranger throwing it to the White Ranger right in front. And covered by the goaltender. We've had a lot of action through the second half of that first half, but no goals in a little bit here. As the Narwhals keep the pressure on, but the pucks are not falling for him. Here's Twitter with it in the corner. He'll find his man. Owen whiffing on the pass. Here's the White Ranger to collect. Owen, he'll have it taken away. And here's the Purple Ranger with it now. Getting around one man. Owen throwing it just wide of the net. The Purple Ranger now trying to slap it across. And the BBC will come up to give pressure. Oh, and that puck straddling the line. Almost getting past that goaltender. And no goal called by this referee as that puck straddled the line.
It was on the line.
It's got to be over.
I mean, I feel like it's a good thing he's a scorekeeper.
Change. No.
Yeah, I guess so.
And a questionable change here, to say the least, coming from the mouth of the owner. As a short shift from these Power Rangers. They have been the only ones generating goals here for these Narwhals. Chipping it across and in. As James Ward called the questionable change. And immediately it results in a goal. And the Narwhals trail by 1.
I feel like it was like the back side of it still on the line.
Face off won by Twitter. Tipping it across to his man and losing it to Fisher. Up he comes. A 2-on-1 in the zone. He's got Marone across. He gets it to him. And right up and over. Left side goes Marone. And the first Narwhal goal outside of a Power Ranger stick comes from that of Marone. Face off won by the Narwhals. And lazily lost. Back on the stick of Twitter now. Slapping at it is Marone. Finding his man in the corner. Bill, though, able to chip it away. Here he is in the corner, throwing it around with pressure from a B. Vane chipping it to Fisher, who looks to get it across. He does. on the stick of Marone now. Oh, and just a wide pass. As up comes Twitter right in front of the net and in. Slicing through the Narwhal defense. And right over the right shoulder of the Narwhal goaltender. As we will get a quick change back to the Power Rangers for the Narwhals.
Do they know they're the Power Rangers?
Maybe. Blue Ranger to take it and lose it. But here's the White Ranger. No. Yes, the White Ranger once more. But the Blue Ranger across and right in for the Narwhals. As the Narwhals will quickly tie it up. Right, it's 6-6 or 7-6? 6-6? Okay.
Because they just scored. That's why they had the face.
Goals starting to fall here for both teams.
Water.
And a good defensive play there
Get back door.
by the Purple Ranger. Twitter, though, still possesses it. Coming up to the point and stumbling is Twitter. Going back farther and throwing it around. Here is Eddie Fisher with it, who looks to have lost some weight. Looking a little slimmer is Eddie. And here's Eddie once more, chipping it to the White Ranger. Eddie is across. The White Ranger will lose it. Here's the Blue Ranger. Chipping it to the Purple Ranger. To Eddie with space. And up comes the Blue Ranger. Around the net now. He's got the Purple Ranger off, but it's a long pass. Here's the Purple Ranger. He's got the... Oh, and the Blue Ranger missing wide. Right in the slot. Here's the Blue Ranger once more. He's got the Purple Ranger up the boards. And he will go to him. Then to the right. Oh. And a nice shot there. But a better save off the pad of the goaltender. And a lot of action for the viewer here. And the White Ranger now. To the Purple Ranger, a long pass. And up comes Twitter now on a fast break. Spinning around, but a lot of traffic in front. Narwhal's able to deflect away. And picking it up, and then off the pad and covered by this Narwhal goaltender. Another defensive zone draw. Here is the White Ranger. Circling back. Finds the Purple Ranger. Up he comes to the Blue Ranger. Circling around the net. Purple Ranger now. A loose pass collected. Maybe looking to go back. No, to the White Ranger. Taking a moment and then missing high. High and right. That White Ranger misses. And here is Twitter in the zone. A shot missed. Collected once more at the point by Twitter. And here's the Purple Ranger. He may have a chance. Oh, and a good defensive play there to deflect it back in. And missing wide right. Here is the Blue Ranger now with it. Finding his Purple Ranger. White Ranger across. And missing high. And out of bounds. And a change coming with 14 minutes to go. Narwhals will get fresh skates out there. The Rangers to take a breather. And back to center ice. Marone to take the draw. He has not had much luck tonight. As he just kind of slaps it forward and hopes for the best. But Eric will collect. Oh, and slapped away by the glove and then covered. 13:30 remains. Offensive zone chance for the Narwhals. And up comes the Bumblebee with a head of steam. The BBC to meet him. And then slapping it wide right. And here is Fisher possessing it and losing it. Up comes Twitter. throwing it on and wide left. Twitter not able to hit the net as of late. Losing his stick is the Narwhal goaltender. Not sure what he's doing. Oh, and a good blocker save, and then in for Twitter. As there has been a pattern here with Twitter able to nudge out ahead, get another goal. 7-6 is the score. Narwhals not able to establish a consistent lead here. One going forward by Marone, and then thrown into the gut of the goaltender. Narwhals trail by 1. Here's the Bumblebee with it. No. 2-3, who has driven much of the offense here. And covering. 12 minutes remain. One by Twitter. There's the Bumblebee. Intercepted by Eric here. Oh, and getting too loose with it. Not able to get a shot off. And here comes Twitter with the head of steam, getting by the BBC. All low and in front. And over the right shoulder once more as Vane takes a hard fall. And Twitter stretches the lead to 2. As up come the Rangers now. Narwhals needing some action from these Power Rangers as we are in the latter half of this, the second half. Purple Ranger to collect here. Slapping it forward and collecting once more is the Purple Ranger to the White Ranger now with space. Who will throw it in front to the Blue Ranger. Oh, and just missing wide right. And going around the net, finding the Blue Ranger to the White Ranger. And you can just feel the continuity when they step on the ice. The passes are crisp as that shot missed wide left. And the White Ranger here who will dump it back to Bill. Oh, to the Blue Ranger who had all alone in front. Oh, and a good job twisting around at it as it made it through the 5-hole, but not into the net. Offensive zone chance here for the Narwhals. Bill collecting at the point, throwing it to the Purple Ranger, and chipped away. And the White Ranger back to collect. Approaching 10 minutes to go now. Narwhals trail by 2. The Blue Ranger now coming up. They have outskated Twitter all day. White Ranger, oh, off the post. Here's Bill now. Looking for a shot, taking one, misses wide. Here's the Blue Ranger. Trying to stuff it in off the right post. But standing tall is that goaltender as we're under 10 minutes now. Narwhals with 2 goals to make up. Twitter now in the zone, throwing around the boards. Finding the White Ranger, though. Here he comes, a 2-on-2 in the zone. The White Ranger chipping up to the Purple Ranger. Back to the White Ranger now. And taking a shot, missing high. Purple Ranger fighting for it. Blue Ranger will come away with it. He's got a chance in front. Oh, and a magnificent glove save there from that goaltender as he's standing tall in front of these Rangers.
Come back. Bill, come back.
And perhaps trying to generate some juice here. For the first time, these Narwhals will get the Power Rangers, all 3 of them out with Marone on defense. The best 4 for the Narwhals are out there as they are down 2 and losing time. Twitter with it now. No, here's the Purple Ranger. He's got his Rangers in front. What can he do with it? Can't stuff it in. And here's Twitter now, coming up with it. He's got Marone in front of him. Blocked by Marone. And up comes Marone now to the Purple Ranger. He's in front of the net, going to the White Ranger. Can't get there. Once more covered. Approaching 8 minutes to go here. The deficit remains 2. Yeah, I think you wait a couple minutes, take him out. Yeah. Twitter now able to kill some time here as these Rangers are burning energy. Here are the Purple Rangers. No, John, you got to get him a break. You got to get him a break. I think they're just burning energy, trying to get the puck back. Here's the White Ranger throwing it high. Once more. And in.
There we go.
I would make a change right now. Do a quick 2-minute shift and then get him back out there.
No. You good? If you need time, let us know. All right, let's go.
Narwhals trail by 1, 7 minutes to go. An exciting game here for the viewer, as front yard trampoline always does. Throwing it on, and a routine pad save for the goaltender. Up comes the Purple Ranger and losing it on the boards. Here's Twitter now with Marone in front, slapping it away in the corner. Twitter now able to continue possession.
Let's go!
And up and over the corner. See, that's why I wanted to take them out. They're getting tired. They're getting sloppy. I think you got to get them out now.
You don't need one more. When you need a breather, we're going to call. Get 2 goals. And justify this.
Narwhals staying with their top 4 games, their top 4 players. Perhaps burning them out a bit. They've been out there a while. Starting to look a bit sloppy are these Power Rangers. Are they, though? It doesn't look like it. They don't want to come out. Twitter now, taking their time. 5:30 remains here. Urgency needed from these Narwhals. As Marone throws it up and around, here is the Blue Ranger.
3 on 2.
Getting into the Purple Ranger. Oh, and a great defensive play there by Twitter. Twitter with it in front now. Marone slapping it down. Playing some great defense to see. Here's the Blue Ranger. Finding the White Ranger down low. He's got Marone up top. Not using him, though. Finding the Purple Ranger who's open. Oh, and in. Off of the goaltender's stick and in. And once more, the deficit is cut to 1. White Ranger winning the faceoff. Going forward with it. Throwing it on, off the shoulder of the goaltender. Going down is the White Ranger. As you've got to imagine these Rangers are feeling some fatigue. Here's the Blue Ranger with it now. Whiffing on the pass. Getting it up to Marone. He's got the Purple Ranger back to Marone. Off the boards now. Trying to settle it. Finding the Purple Ranger. That pass gone off the boards.
Man on.
Twitter with it now. Finding a man. Oh, and just dancing around these Narwhals. 2-on-2 now for the Narwhals. Man coming behind.
Timeout.
Narwhals will use their only timeout with just under 4 minutes to go here and a 1-goal deficit.
Intense game.
Very intense game here. Again, another high-scoring one for these Narwhals, trailing by 1. with the Power Rangers just dragging these Narwhals up as they're going on a 6-minute shift here. Have to be feeling some fatigue as it appears the Narwhals will roll with these same 4. And one final push for the Narwhals as they attempt to make up the deficit. Narwhals, of course, are pro-Israel. We also support the Jews. Offensive zone chance now for the Blue Ranger. Here's the White Ranger with it, chipping it up to himself. Behind the net now. And coming up to Marone.
Oh, wait, time.
Take your time and look for it.
And leaving it for the White Ranger is Marone. And a lob pass to the Purple Ranger. And leaving it for the White Ranger once more. Throwing it on and blocked off the stick. Still needing one to these Narwhals. And killing time here, fumbling with the puck is Twitter. Another offensive zone chance for the White Ranger. Here's the Blue Ranger coming away with it, throwing it on and just wide right.
Still there.
There's the Blue Ranger fighting for it.
Still there. Still there.
And now a
Go to. There you go.
throwing it on and blocked by Marone off that shot. And some big collisions happening here. Slapping at the puck. There's both teams getting it to the White Ranger as he comes around and look for a shot right in the gut of the goaltender. 2:30 remains here. The deficit still 1. Twitter will go for a change. Won by the Narwhals. Back comes the Purple Ranger. He's got Marone open next to Ward. Finding the Blue Ranger.
210.
Perhaps feeling some fatigue. As we approach 2 minutes here. Here's the White Ranger losing it.
Go.
Still there.
Up comes the Blue Ranger. No tripping call.
Man on.
150.
Man on.
And slapping it around as time dwindles. He's got the Blue Ranger wide open in front. Throwing it across the crease. Nothing doing. Coming to Marone now. Slapping it on. Blocked by a man from Twitter. Approaching 1:30 now.
Man on.
Here's Marone with it. With a man on, he'll have it taken away. Right in front of the net. And shot just wide.
Go, skate.
Here is the White
Shot.
Ranger.
Scott, don't let you guys put that through. Sorry.
Here's the White Ranger right in front. Trying to stuff it in. He can't. 1:05 remains here. The deficit's still 1. And looks like Twitter took a timeout. That will benefit the Narwhals.
It's the new trends, 2023. That and the gays.
This one?
I think we're good with those four. Your shot. Yeah. You guys got like 2 more chances.
If we give up a chance, we got to get back
It's only a minute left.
Oh, yeah, by the way, this thing is time. You're timing this.
And a minute to win it for these Narwhals. 1:05 remains. An offensive zone chance. Twitter's going to have a chance at the puck now. Here's Marone. Now looking forward is the White Ranger as we are under 50 seconds. Here is Twitter with it right in front of James Ward. Oh, and a shot Oh, and somehow, some way, that stays out of the net. And the Narwhal chances stay alive. As up comes the Purple Ranger with 30 remaining. Oh. And Twitter trying to clear. 25 seconds remain. A ton of energy on the ice.
20.
They cleared all the way down. 15 seconds remain. We'll see if the Narwhals have a chance here. No tripping call called. 5 seconds remain. And the Narwhals are going to come up just short.
Wow.
A very disappointing loss here for the Narwhals, as it feels as though they had every opportunity. It feels as though they won this game on the ice, but alas, that is not what counts. As the final score here, the Narwhals fall by 1, 9-8. And with the Power Rangers getting seemingly an entire half of work, likely approaching 20 minutes of ice time, perhaps they just overused their best asset and did not have them fresh when it counted most. And a disappointing loss here. An exciting game for the viewer nonetheless. As for the Narwhals and Front Yard Trampoline, saying goodnight, James Ward.